ladies, and welcome to Real Life Cooking. Hey, if you're new here, I'm Dr. Venessa Ellen, and this is the social media home of Real Life Women's Ministries. Now, we do a lot of different things: cooking, conversations, convictions. We even do some discussions regarding those who have autoimmune diseases. But today we're going to get back into cooking, right? Well, maybe you're fasting. So I've been trying to put together some meals for those of us who may be going through our fasting season. And even if you're not fasting, I think that you may be able to pivot some of these into really quick and easy meals for the family. Now, I found this recipe on one of the social media sites, but I'm going to twist it. You know how I feel about recipes. I really like cookbooks a lot, but I always say that, you make it your own, whatever is the best need for you and your family. So this is quick and easy curry. It was supposed to be a prawn curry, but because we're fasting, right, it's going to be a tofu curry. But before we feed our tummies, let us feed our spirits, and let's jump into the word. Something really quick and easy today, just like our meal. We're going to turn to 1 Corinthians chapter 10. We're going to take a look at verse 31. So that's 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 31. And it says, "Whether then you eat or drink, or whatever you do, do all to the glory of God." Oh, my sisters, do all to the glory of God. Now, we could spend 3 hours right here just on that verse. Sometimes we get caught up in life. We get caught up with work. We get caught up with the kids. We get caught up in our feelings. We get caught up in so many different things, relationships that may be going astray. And we forget to do all to the glory of God. So, my sister, I want to encourage you today, as I encourage myself. Hey, no matter what you have on your plate, whether it's cooking lunch, dinner, breakfast, whether it's reconciling a relationship, or maybe it's serving in your church home, whatever you do today, make sure that it's all done to the glory of God. All right, now let's just jump right on into this tofu curry meal. Now, this is one where you can mix, mash, do whatever you have in the refrigerator. The main thing I think you're going to need is some tofu, if that's what you're going to use as your protein alternative, and any kind of vegetables. I'm going to use these mixed vegetables today. I'm going to use some cilantro. The original recipe called for white onion, but this is what I have, so this is what we're using. Some tomato paste, some coriander, black pepper, salt. I'm going to use red curry today, but you may have something different. Some garlic, coconut milk, and coconut oil. And I found these Thai chili spices. I'm going to try just to use a little bit, not too much. Now, again, if you don't have all this, you make it work. Whatever works for you, whatever's in your refrigerator. Let's get started. You're going to need probably some type of pot to do your vegetables in, to cook your vegetables in, and then you're going to need a skillet to kind of fry or saute your tofu. And you'll need a spoon and probably some tongs. Go ahead and melt your coconut oil in a saucepan over low to medium heat. Once it's melted, then you can add onions and garlic. You're just going to cook these down. They're going to sweat a little bit for about 3 to 4 minutes, or until you determine that they're going to be tender and ready for the next step. Next, you're going to add 2 generous portions of tomato paste, and then you're going to add your curry powder to this as well. Mix and combine all of this really, really well. You can add less or more of curry powder or tomato paste. Just make it your liking. Make it what works best for your family. Now you want to heat all this together until it's nice and warm. Make sure not to burn your spices. Now, after that, what you want to do is add your coconut milk to the saucepan. Stir really, really well to combine. Bring to a gentle level, small boil. After you do this, then you're going to reduce it down and simmer it for about 5 minutes. This is only going to thicken your sauce. Now, here's the good part. Set that aside. And if you're going to do tofu, here's where I would go ahead and start to grill up my tofu. Chop them up, put your little oil, any oil you like. You could still use your coconut oil, or you could use some type of vegan butter if you're still fasting. Fry them up real nice and golden, and then move them over to your curry mixture. Okay, now I'm going to take the tofu and transfer it into here. Turn this eye off. It took a little longer, and I think the reason it took my tofu so long to really crisp up is because it was wet. I didn't, press the water out. I was in a hurry. I pressed it out a little bit, but probably not as well as it needed to be. We're going to put it in here, and it's just going to start to absorb the flavors of your curry sauce. All right, so remember I said I was just kind of modifying this recipe a little bit. I felt like it needed a little something extra to make sure everyone would be satisfied and well satiated at the end of the meal. So I added this little cauliflower medley. The only thing I did, I used the same seasonings. I used some garlic powder, onion powder, salt, and pepper. Now, I should have defrosted it first, but I did not. And I just sprinkled a little olive oil over it, or poured a little olive oil over it. Kind of lightly stir fry it. And I'm going to place that on top of this for a full and complete meal. Now, if you're not fasting and you just want to make this like the original, go ahead and grill you up some prawns, some really good prawns, season them, grill them, and then you toss them into your sauce. Either way, stir your tofu or your prawns together. Let this simmer for a few minutes to make sure that if you're going to use the prawns, that they cook all the way through. If you're going to use the tofu, that it really takes on that flavor. Divide it up and serve it up. That is our curry tofu veggie meal. Phew. Okay, ladies, that was something, right? We did a bit of a twist on this tofu curry. Maybe have some shrimp, but not for those of us who are fasting. But I think it turned out really well. Try this, and the good thing is that even though you may be on a certain eating plan, not everyone in your house may be on the same plan. But no matter what, let's go back to what we learned from the Bible, in addition to what we learned in terms of cooking. We looked at 1 Corinthians 10, verse 31, that simply said, whether then you eat or drink, or whatever you do, do all to the glory of God. Ladies, whatever you do today, do all to the glory of God. May you have a blessed and wonderful day. I'm Dr. Venessa Ellen, and this has been Real Life Cooking.